Good Girl, Exploit World presents Pink Girls Pageant. Season 1, Episode 4. When Vanessa was 6 years old, she was into the idea of being a cowgirl, and her mother noticed her talent of becoming one. When Vanessa asked her mommy about riding horses in their backs, her mother gave her a chance to. So one day, her mother took her to a kid costume event so she can show off her dream. When Vanessa showed off her cowgirl costume, she presented it to everybody. At one point, she finally got to sit on a horse's back, so she can experience what it is like to be a cowgirl herself. As the horse starts speedwalking in all four, Vanessa tried to stay calm, but then minutes later, the horse starts running, and in a matter of seconds, Vanessa fell from the horse, and hit the ground, hitting her nose. Vanessa cries as some kids started to laugh at her. In the present day, Oswald went to Venus's room to inform her about some beauty pageant opportunity coming soon, and that they could get Olivia to participate in order to get money, because they do not have much money at the moment. Vanessa needed money so bad, but she thought it was a stupid idea to put her daughter in some sort of tiara competition like that, and she refused. Oswald tried to convince Vanessa that he promises to make Olivia prettier than ever, and to win money so they can stay in a better environment. Vanessa says that if her daughter was to actually attend a tiara event, she wanted it to be a private event. There were many private tiara beauty pageant events at that point, and Oswald found an event that he wanted to sign Olivia up for. Vanessa said that Olivia wasn't into that kind of beauty pageant stuff, and all she likes to do is draw and play with her toys like a normal kid. But Oswald said that it does not matter what famous occupation anyone has. They are still normal humans. And not everyone has to follow the so-called normal life routine like an ordinary Bob. And besides, he hates people bragging about how much of an ordinary person they are, which he thinks is stupid as fuck and does not care about. The next day, Olivia's mom, Vanessa, went to speak with a tiara pageant expert, who is going to be the host for the contest when the time comes. Vanessa says she was informed about the contest event by her adopted son, Oswald. She explained that he thought the idea to have her daughter attend the beauty contest could earn them money if her own daughter wins. But she, Vanessa herself, was not on board with the idea, and did not want her daughter to become a future dumb bombshell. The next morning, Oswald was trying to make Olivia more pretty and adorable. Vanessa told Oswald he shouldn't make Olivia someone she's not. But Oswald desperately wanted them to earn the money prize to support themselves, so without wasting a second on what he was doing non-stop, he gave Olivia makeup to put on. Disgusted by Oswald's act, Vanessa leaves without saying a word. After that, Oswald taught Olivia how to perform and show off her dress to the whole audience. Days went by, and it was finally Olivia's time for the event. That night, Oswald, Vanessa, and Olivia went to the tiara event. When they all walked inside the building's lobby, there were many girls with sassy and marvelous dresses, and all the three were mind blown. Some of their moms were kind of rude, bratty, and bragging about their beauty. Vanessa was glad not to be like those kinds of moms. Oswald thinks those other girls like to be beautiful, but their moms took it as perfection, probably because of how cocky the girls were about their passion for Pageant. Shortly after, it was time for pre-interviews. While interviewing Olivia, the production crew had their cameras faced at Olivia's body instead of her face, due to identity and privacy use. During Olivia's interview, she said that she is so happy to be a cute, young, and pretty girl. And that being a kid makes her feel so human because it makes her feel like an innocent and normal child figure, like she's one of God's children. And hopes not to grow up like the other bad people around the world. The first round finally begun when a few girls got up on stage to show off their dresses to the audience. When it was Olivia's turn to get on stage, she got on stage and she was nervous to the core, but she showed herself in all sides towards every directions. Oswald and Vanessa could strongly tell that she was not ready for this at all. At that moment, Olivia knew she had to make an impressive move, so she made a little dance before walking off stage. Olivia got a 5.5 rating for her look and performance. When the next girl got up on stage, she had a major stylish, shiny, and diamond purple dress, and she was wearing a mass pair of colorful feathers on her back. Unexpectedly, the girl takes the microphone and says that she is proud and excited about her tiara career, and ended her speech saying that she loves everybody she likes around her and the marvelous ones close to her. The show-off segment took a while, because there was still more girls to go up on stage. Some of them had a sassy show-off. One of the girls even had a sassy blue dress on with white cowgirl boots, and started doing sassy poses by showing the gap in between her legs, and waved to the applauding audience. Anyways, after the first round was done, moms started doing interviews. All the girls were then given a pro interview. Oswald tried to get Olivia's mom to speak to an interview, but Vanessa refused and declined. After the interview segment was done, some of the first round contestants walked in the green room to chat. Olivia thought she was supposed to go, even though she didn't have to, but she recognized them, so she went inside, and she saw how messy the green room was. Meanwhile, Oswald and Vanessa are still sitting at their seats, chatting with each other. While the second round was going on, Oswald asked Vanessa if she thinks money or looks can make a person fall in love with someone. Vanessa did not want to answer, so she just rolled her eyes to indicate that it's obvious. Oswald tells Vanessa how he finds it strange how their town has a beauty pageant event, despite the town's evil qualities. At that time, an argument ensued in the green room. Some girls started arguing over what the prize was going to be. When all of the first round contestant girls came out from the green room, the audience were amazed by all the makeup they had on their face, and even Oswald and Vanessa got surprised when they have seen Olivia's creative makeup on her face. All of this, however, made the second round contestants jealous, because they thought the first round contestants were taking over the show. So, in a matter of a minute, all the second round contestants went to the green room to put on makeup, and this time, they were not fooling around. It was already time to announce the winners, so before things can get ugly, the audience sat back at their seats and all the contestants got on stage. Upon the winners were being announced, Olivia is said to won 5th place in the first round, and she and her family were granted $30 and quarters. Olivia also earned candy for her best. After winners were announced, the girls bowed in honor. As hosts, families, and children were clapping in applause and cheering upon the playing music, Olivia ran across the stage. Olivia was thought to have a stage fright exposure at that time, so when the beauty pageant show was coming to an end, she was taken by Oswald from the backstage as the curtain call rolled in. On the ride home, Olivia seemed honored for being attended to the tiara contest show. Oswald thought $20 and quarter were not enough, but Vanessa said that it is what they want, and they should use it for healthy usage. The end.